Welcome to another exciting episode of Doug's Electronic Repair Bench.
Good evening, YouTube world. I back with you this evening to show what's been happening on this wonderful radio that Cutworm gave me. I watched this video and I thought, well, you know, it'd be a shame not to do a video myself and show what I've been up to on this. Basically, I'm waiting for parts to come in. Well, I haven't ordered them yet, but I mean, once they come in, I can get that part of it done. But some of you may recall I mentioned a problem with this called silver mica disease. It's kind of common in older radios. I was hoping to have something to show you on this, but the only thing I've got done, I don't know if you can see, there's a rather large hole there in the chassis right next to that IF can. And lo and behold, this is what is in there. That is an IF transformer. And there's the metal part of it, the can. Just nothing to that. Basically, on the schematic, this is what we're looking at right here. Is this called T6? It's a little bit difficult to see, but there are coils and capacitors inside of that. It's basically a tuned transformer for the IF frequency, the intermediate frequency on a radio. This one happens to be for the AM side, for 455 kilohertz. The problem I'm having is I've never done one of these before. This is all kind of new to me. But basically, there within that white part down at the base is two plates, and there's a sheet of mica, really thin sheet of mica between the two plates, and that makes a capacitor. And what happens is over the years there's a black substance that comes to get in between those, and it causes problems, obviously. So you have to take those apart and basically remove them, and then you can put external capacitors to do the same exact thing. And I was lucky, and on this schematic it does tell exactly what the value is, 125 picofarad for each one of those sides. And there's also on this particular transformer, it happens to be a third one, I think it's 175 picofarad. That should be no problem either. But problem I'm having is, like I said, I've seen people do this on YouTube, but this one's a little different because it's got a nice little ring around that. I'm sure you can see it. And that black part is a snap ring. It just pushes down and basically holds it tight against the bottom of that thing. And then there's a wider ring that there's no way of getting that off. The only thing I can think of is to possibly drill that out with a drill, and that's just, these things are very fragile. I don't know if you can even see the little tiny wires there. Yeah, I think you can. They go to those coils of wire on the coil form itself, and that's what comprises your transformer. You have two coils there together, and there's also a tuning slug. If we look down here, I don't know if you can see that either. But anyway, there's a little. It's got a hexagon opening in it for like an Allen wrench, but you don't use Allen wrenches. But that's how you adjust the IF frequency and align the radio. But like I said, this is going to be a little complicated getting that off. I posted a question on the Antique Radio Forum. I'm hoping to get an answer. I just want to make sure I'm not drilling that out for no reason. If there's another way of doing this, I would certainly rather do that, because like I said, these things are fragile, very fragile. And if you mess them up, there's really no replacements. I mean, you just can't get parts for a 1960s radio anymore. So, you know, other than maybe capacitors and resistors, things like that. But anyway, that's where I'm at on this AM/FM Zenith radio that Cutworm sent me. And like I said, it's I just figured I'd do this. I thought this would be, you know, something to occupy my time while I'm waiting for parts. But I'm hoping that you know, there's somebody comes up with an easy way of doing this, because I don't know if I can. That's going to be hard to drill out, because this, you're basically going to have to put this in a vise and drill out that rivet, which is not really a rivet. It actually goes down in there. It's just a, I'm not sure what to call it. I think it goes inside of this, makes its way up inside of this coil form, I'm sure. And this gray plastic on top, I thought maybe that would come off, but that doesn't come off. It must be glued on. So anyway, that's kind of what I'm up against. Even if that does come apart and you can get the white part off, those metal tabs in there are, like I said, they're attached to these wires. So I don't see an easy way of doing this, basically is what I'm saying. So anyway, I just thought I would do an update of this, and so everybody can see what I'm doing. And basically what I'm going to do is, if there's no way of doing this, I'm probably going to put that back in. There's no harm done if I do that. The static from the silver mica disease wasn't really bad, but you know, these things don't get any better. So over time, it's going to get worse. So, like I said, that's what I'm up to, and I hope to get some good advice from somebody on the Antique Radio Forum and get on with fixing this radio. So, I guess that's all I have for now, and thanks for watching.